there! Today is 23rd of August 2021 and we have only 5 more days until the release of the Feel Flows box set by the Beach Boys. I already actually did a video about the box set in general, maybe month or 2 months ago, about something like that, when it was announced. This video is gonna be pretty casual. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the single releases that they've released now during the last few weeks digitally. So I'm gonna go through them track by track, but before that I'm gonna tell you which versions of the box set I actually purchased. I actually did purchase 2 versions because I was thinking about this in the previous part, whether I should just pick the vinyl one, because I actually have, I'm not sure if you can see it, but I have the Smile Sessions box set, the vinyl one, the big one over there, not the one that lights up, but just the regular vinyl box set with the CDs and the vinyl itself, which I have over here actually somewhere. But anyway, let's not talk about that. So I wanted to have the vinyl box set because I really love vinyl and I love the big size of it. But it's a really big bummer what they did with this release, as they didn't include all the tracks that they have on the CD version on the vinyl one. So yeah, I ended up actually getting both of them, even though it's super expensive. But I thought about it for a long time and well, I didn't get the Made in California box set. I didn't buy any of the Pet Sounds 50th anniversary releases. So it's been, for me, it's been pretty dry on the Beach Boys collection section after 2012, when I bought the new album. And of course I also bought the Sunshine Tomorrow CD, but that was only just, you know, a small CD and wasn't that expensive. So I thought, what the heck, this is the first release by the Beach Boys that I'm actually super excited about since 2012. So yeah, let's just go full. And I just don't understand why they left out so many tracks from the vinyl box. I think that's weird. But anyway, I'm getting both of them, so if everything turns out correctly, I'm gonna do some sort of unboxing of both of them next Friday, if I get them on Friday. I should be getting them on Friday, but who knows what will happen. But anyway, let's go now for the tracks. So the first track that they released was the early version of Big Sur, and I love the backing vocals on this version, but overall I prefer the Holland one over this one. I love a little bit more the stripped down version, or the you know, the feeling of the Holland one, where you have that guitar and the moody, just that it's a more like, even though the song itself is it's not dark at all, it's actually very uplifting in the lyrics and it's like a hopeful song, I guess, but there's just an incredible dark mood in the Holland version, which I love. It's there is just something otherworldly almost in that, which is missing, I believe, in this one. Though I understand why a lot of people think that the early version is better. It's a lot different, but I prefer the Holland one. Though it's great to have this in a you know, really good quality finally, even though it's been booted for a long time. Then they released a live version of Susie Cincinnati from '76, which I actually like a lot more than the actual studio recording, the released track from 15 Big Ones. It's an okay track, it's not great, it's not like anything amazing, but I think it works as a live you know, performance. It's okay, it's fun, but I can't help but think about the lyrics. Like each time, like it's supposed to be about this taxi driver, woman, lady, but to me it sounds like something completely different, which kind of makes the song really odd to me. I'm not really sure if if like anyone else feels that way. Then they released Surf's Up as an a cappella version. It's just kind of strange that this is now part of this, even though obviously it makes completely sense because Surf's Up is the title of the other album which this box set is about, but it feels very strange to me always because I wasn't alive back then, and I always think about Surf's Up as a track from '67, not from the early '70s, even though obviously '71 was the year when the album titled Surf's Up came, but it's just, to me it feels always a bit strange, but that's probably only because I'm so young. But yeah, I'm not sure how much they actually overdubbed things for the album release in '71. So I believe they actually recorded quite a lot of stuff for it. Almost 5 years later back then. But anyway, let's move forward. Then we have This Whole World with alternate ending. I'm not really sure what to get out of this. It's a fun listen, but didn't really like blow my mind, as did a few tracks on this singles list. So it was okay. It's a fun listen, but nothing spectacular. I really love the released This Whole World track, and it's really hard to top that. So yeah, slip on through with some alternate was that alternate mix, or yeah, it blows my mind each time that how finished the track sounds right from the get-go, and how well everyone plays, and it's just the musicianship and the skill level that was required to cut an album or a track back then was on a whole other level, from almost completely out of other planet than what it is today with the computers. And that's something I always think about when I hear these session banters and studio banters and intros and these false starts and stuff like that. You get the feeling of the band actually playing, or the musicians playing, and I love that, because you don't really, a lot of times you don't think about that when you listen to the actual song, But anyway, then we get to the good stuff. Till I Die with only the voices. For the most part, I don't think the world needs to hear a cappella versions of old rock songs. Because with a lot of cases, with a lot of artists and bands, there's no need. Nobody wants to hear somebody singing a one lead vocal, for example, with a few backing vocal parts at some point. I don't think world really needs to hear everything by every artist. Getting the Beach Boys treatment as we are getting on this box set, with these instrumental tracks and then the separate vocal tracks. But the Beach Boys are it's just another thing really, because the backing tracks and then the vocals, the lead vocals, or just the backing vocals, they all kind of are different songs in itself, really. They work without the other one, even though together they make a great song. But when you, for example, take the lead vocal out of Feel Flows, you get kind of a different song. I'm not really good at explaining this, but I guess it's something about the rich melodies and the harmonies and how they speak together, you know, with the instrumentation. When you separate them, you get a whole other thing, because you're kind of just hearing one side of the stereo voice, so to speak, you know. So it works, but it works a little bit differently, and it don't necessarily feel like you're missing anything. With, for example, as I mentioned a little bit, the Feel Flows track with the backing vocals is it's a great example of this, because listening to that really gets you into that weird moody place, kind of like a psychedelic. It's a little bit trippy, but in a weird, different kind of way, not like a generic 60s, late 60s, early 70s psychedelia style. It's kind of like easy listening, but there is just something strange about the instrumentation and the mood that the track has, without the amazing vocals by Carl Wilson. It works just as great as the finished track, and I could I can so imagine this as a part of a movie's soundtrack, and not the way that Almost Famous used Feel Flows, but in a different way, you know, this instrumental version. It is great. That's probably my favorite track of these ones that they've released yet. But it's interesting how they chose not to include the amazing guitar solo, which I love. Instead, they pumped up the sax, which is interesting. It works really well. I'm not sure if, and also it's missing those synth weeps, those weird sound effects, which I really love, which is a bummer. But I guess somebody can probably work out a fan cut at some point, and probably will, adding those elements. It would be, I'm not sure if the guitar solo and the sound effects were maybe on a multi-track with the lead vocal. I mean, they could have just cut them out and added them, but obviously that's some sort of choice not to add them. And it would be fun to listen to hear the reasons behind those choices. But you know, I guess we have the released version, so it's fun to listen to it in a little bit different way with this one. But I still kind of miss the guitar solo, because that's just so killer. I love that. Just a minor critique, not to sound too overwhelmed. And then the latest release that they did was San Miguel, a song by Dennis, which is probably one of my least favorite tracks by Dennis. It's not a bad song, but I can see why it wasn't released back then. It's okay. I guess it's fun, but to me it just doesn't go anywhere. And I don't get anything out of the lyrics. So it's a fun track, it's okay, it's not bad, but it's kind of like a filler type of track. If it would have been on an album, I probably wouldn't have praised it that much. I probably would have thought about it as almost like a filler. So yeah, it's cool to hear it with great quality, but I'm not like super excited about that. So anyway, that's it. I'm super excited about the box set. I can't wait to get it on my hands. So yeah, I hope we'll see you again on within a few days. So are you excited? I am. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.